Welcome to the Dad Show. Dad Sports Life. Let's go.
Today on the Dadger, we've got some guests you probably won't recognize, and that's exactly the point. These are my friends who didn't play at UW, but they all competed at a high level in their own ways, are hell of athletes, and most importantly, great dads. We've got Hunter, Burdell, and Roe, and maybe Martell. I don't know. He didn't show up, so we'll see if he pops in here. So I present to you guys first look at the Council of Dads. Fellas, thanks for coming on.
Hey, thanks for
Appreciate you
having
for
me.
having me.
So if we can go around and just say how many kids you have and their ages before we get into it here.
Well, I guess I'll kick that off. I got 5 kids, 18, 17, 16, 13, and my youngest just turned 11. So,
Full house.
yeah.
I got three boys, 12, 10, and 7.
Romaine, I got one kid now. He's only 1 year old right now. So
Yeah, Rose holding it down with me. We got the 1 and 1. 1 and 1, baby.
1 and 1, baby. Future badges right there, baby. Future badges.
That's right.
Those are prime ages right there.
So, I know kind of what sports you guys play, but what sports did you guys all play growing up? Are you guys currently playing any sports still? Specifically talking, for currently playing, I'm specifically looking at you, Burdell, because I feel like you're one of those guys that's always like, one more year.
Yeah. So, I just finished the football season with the Rampage last year. 10-0, won the championship. And yeah, I signed on for another year, so we're back 1 more year, baby.
I knew it.
But I was a big time wrestler. I coach wrestling now, and I still wrestle in the old timers tournaments every now and then. So till my body gives out. I guess.
All right, Hunter. I know you were football, baseball, a little bit of wrestling.
Yeah. No, I did not do any wrestling, which is now I got both my older boys in wrestling. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm yelling. I just kind of listen to what the other kids yell, and then I yell it even louder. So my kids listen to me a little better, but yeah, I played football.
Yes, sir.
I was gonna go to Platteville. I got there in Concordia, but I got in a car accident my senior year of high school and dislocated both my shoulders pretty bad and couldn't bench anymore and everything. So that kind of put a kibosh to that, which was kind of sucks because I really love playing football. I won 2 state championships and lost the game before state in my senior year, so that was kind of a bummer. But yeah, played baseball too as well. But yeah, no wrestling for me.
Yeah, I played football growing up. I did a little bit of wrestling like freshman and sophomore year, but I actually love wrestling a lot. I love watching wrestling, and there's no shape like being in wrestling shape. And then I did a little bit of track and field. Um, and yeah, that's about it. I was very scared of baseball, ironically, like very scared of baseball. Give me a 6'6", 275-pound offensive tackle any day, bro. But baseball, bro, man, hell no.
Funny story. I was scared of baseball, not as scared as my mom because she wouldn't let me play it. But I was scared of baseball because Paul would make me stand in a batter's box, and he had a piece of plywood that he painted a square on, and he would try pitching to me, and he was terrible. I got hit so many times that I was like, dude, I don't want to play baseball at all.
Nope.
But
scary.
So this one's going to be for Burdell and Hunter. What sports are your kids currently in right now?
Football, wrestling, and then my middle son, he does track as well, and then my youngest, he does soccer. So just so you know, my middle son will be going to Ohio State. So he is determined to go to Ohio State, and he's got the frame to do it. So
What sport?
That's not
Wrestling
a bad goal to have.
no, it'll be for football. It won't be for wrestling.
Who is Ryan Day still there? Did they fire Ryan Day?
Nah, he's still
Ryan
there.
Day is still there. Okay.
Yeah, he's still there.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter, I know you got some boys in wrestling.
Yeah, Logan, my oldest does wrestling, baseball, and football. And then Liam, my middle one, he does he's kind of on and off in wrestling. He's like our middle cut. He's not aggressive, and he's not really like that athletic mentality to him. So I'm trying to like get him to unleash the beast out there. So I tell him to just let the animal go when he gets out on the mat. Because he's normally like the guy. Like he had one match last year where he was beating the guy in the first two periods, and then the kid started crying in between the second and the third, and he let him like win. And I'm like, dude, I'm like, Liam, just take him down. Like, you gotta like finish it.
Youth
And he's like, well,
wrestling, right?
I felt bad. He's like, he was crying. I'm like, feel bad after the match. You could have took first place in the tournament. You know? Like, let him go, and he's like, it's okay. Like,
What club do they wrestle for?
Complete Wrestler out of Wrightstown. We used to wrestle for Meridian
I
out
don't
of
think we've
Forest
ever seen
Junction.
them.
That was both of them went to Eric Barnett's their current coach. He wrestled at Madison. Then Brady, I can't remember his last name.
Yeah, I know Eric.
Yeah, Eric's good shit. He's a good guy.
So
I don't think I've ever seen them at tournaments.
We just started this year. We just moved to Wrightstown.
Normally we see like a lot of these. Oh, okay.
So for my future parenting self, did you guys have you guys kind of pushed your kids into sports that you guys loved and kind of wanted them to do, or are you just like, all right, you guys do whatever you want, you're gonna figure it out?
Absolutely do not just give them the reins. Nope. I did not. Because first of all, my middle son Javion, he's like, I want to do hockey until I saw how expensive hockey was.
Yeah.
No, son. Here's this $35 singlet and $100 pair of wrestling shoes. A big thing for me, and I know like their mom is always like, you're such a helicopter dad, but I take it as a compliment because I want you to do sports that I know, so I can be a part of it too. I've already had my time, but I get to live vicariously through you a little bit as well.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, but I and maybe it's because they kind of wore out their playing days, I guess, at UW. But a lot of these UW athletes are like, yeah, we're just gonna do whatever they want to do, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna have a tough time if Maverick wants to be a wrestler during basketball season. I'm gonna be like, oh god, man.
I don't ever force them to do a sport, but
I'm not gonna force him, but I'm gonna gently nudge him in the.
Try this out.
I will suggest a sport over another. It's like,
I think this might fit, Joe. I think this might fit your looking a little better, bro.
you don't want this baskbaseball.
I know you didn't like. I know you didn't like it the first 5 times we tried it, but give it one more shot.
Really gonna grow on you.
Come on, buddy.
Yeah, I agree. I played basketball when I was younger. I wasn't good at it. I basically like ran around and set picks and rebounded the ball. Could not shoot for the life of me. But so I tried to push Logan into that because he was taller. And I'm like, then he started wrestling, and then it kind of came to like 5th grade where it's like, you can't do both. They're overlapping with practices. He's like, what do you want me to do, Dad? I'm like, I know your heart's in wrestling. Like, I know more about basketball, but, I want to make sure, like, you enjoy what you're doing. Like, if you don't want to play basketball, don't, like, sweat it. Don't feel like you needed to make me happy. So then he just was like, all right, cool, full send wrestling. So he did that. And then my middle one kind of followed me.
Got the green light.
Yeah, so it was like, no looking back after that. And then, like, this year, he's like, when we moved to Wrightstown, he's like, maybe I should try basketball too. A lot of guys do both. I'm like, no, dude. Like he is horrible at shooting too. So like, I wasn't opposed to him just sticking wrestling. So
I don't know why I just thought of this, but DJ saying he's gonna play one more year made me think of. Have you guys heard of this guy Tom Sillo? I think is how you pronounce his name. He's like this 58-year-old football player that's playing D3 football.
Oh, I heard about that.
Oh,
I heard about that.
he's like using up his eligibility to play D3 football at 58.
Yeah. Play like the Lion too, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah,
He in the
yeah,
trenches, man.
yeah. And he's not big enough to play line. Like,
Yeah.
It's
I
crazy,
got
bro.
I got 1 year left, so you might see me out there at 50
What?
years old for UW Stout or something.
River Falls just won the national championship, bro.
That means I'm not good enough at 58.
So that's my question. If you could use your eligibility, where would you try to go?
Like realistically,
Well, yeah, you got to make the team.
anywhere that's taking me. Doesn't Baraboo have a university?
I don't know if they have a football team though.
I'm going wherever. I'm going wherever they'll let me on the field. I don't even care. I'm 58 years old. If I'm playing for UW Platteville, then so be it.
I'm not even going for football. I'm trying basketball at like the UW Parkside or something.
D1, huh? Okay, let's go.
Well,
Oh, Parkside D1 now?
Parkside D1, bro.
Yeah.
Basketball. From my
I
understanding,
thought
yeah,
they
that's
were.
D1.
I thought they
Adam's
were
rethinking
D2
his
for the longest
college
time.
choice now.
nope. I'm going with it, man.
Yeah, I think UW obviously like Madison, Milwaukee, Green Bay, and Parkside are D1 basketball, bro. And
Yeah.
Marquette. Marquette.
Oh, okay, D1 basketball. Because I was like, I could have swore Parkside was like D2 or D3 for wrestling, but
I think
No,
they're
basketball.
I think they're D2 wrestling because that's where Tucker
Yeah.
went to wrestle.
Mm.
But yeah, actually, now that you say that, I'm rethinking it, Hunter. Maybe a little bit. I went in and scrimmaged Paul's kids on this last Sunday, and I was like, the thing I was worried about was running up and down the court, right? Like that takes a lot, and I'm old now, so. Turns out first 15 minutes he has me in a rebounding drill trying to get rebounds from these kids, roll my ankle right away. I was like, all right, well, I drove 45 minutes one way to do this, so I'm just going to tie my shoes up super tight and finish out this practice. Show no pain.
yeah.
No regrets.
That's
no
right.
regrets.
Yeah, that's like the one thing when I'm at wrestling practice, like we'll have like some kids that have won state or whatever, and I'm like, we're rolling, and I'm like, fuck, I've shot 10 shots. I'm tired. I'm trying to tap in another coach. Like, hey, you want some?
The rest of the kids he had there too were like recent graduates, like 2 years out of high school. Two of them play at Edgewood, and so I was like, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start when we're running full court because I'm only gonna get like 2 or 3 times down and back, and then I'm gonna need someone to come in for me.
Start hitting it.
Yeah,
Top of the hill.
got a couple buckets in the post, but pulled myself out when I airballed a turnaround jumper from like 10 feet. I was like, all right, that means my legs are gone. Get someone. I need someone.
Yeah. Send help, please, and send help fast.
But okay, so other topics I got here. Is favorite child a real thing, and do you have one?
I'm not touching that.
That's a good question. I want to know, man.
I was gonna say for me and Ro, it's easy.
It's super easy.
Yeah.
This is the only one. We're only paying attention to this.
That's
I'm
right.
watching him eat. I'm changing his diaper. Like that's it, bro.
Yeah.
That's all I care about.
For me, I can't say that that I have a favorite because I don't have a favorite, but I interact with all my kids very differently.
Yeah.
Like me and Javion, like so Javion isn't biologically mine, but nobody would ever be able to tell, right? Like our mannerisms are the same. Like there's been like a couple of pictures that people have taken of us at wrestling tournaments. We're like in the same position, like one knee up, like we're looking the same way, we're doing the same things. Like so me and him have a certain bond. Then me and my youngest, we have a different bond. Like so I just have a different bond with all of them. So I wouldn't say that I have a favorite. Now they probably have a favorite, right? Like mom's probably the favorite. Because, mom doesn't say no. You ask her enough, she's like, you know what, whatever, I don't care.
Right.
I'm more like I said no, and that's just what it is. But
Right.
I don't have a favorite kid. So I don't believe that it is a real thing, at least from my experience.
Yeah,
Hunter,
I
off the
agree.
record. I've stopped recording. You can tell me.
No, I agree with what you're saying. Like it's like
What, what's
I
that?
I agree. I mean, it's like I have my favorite things about each boy. It's like Logan is my sports guy. Like he's got like that athletic drive to him, and I love that about them because I was athletic and everything and growing up, and Liam is like my kind of art, imagination. Like he wants to go outside and like just go out in the woods and escape for like 3 hours. Like I love that about him. Levi is just he's my youngest son's got sensory processing disorder, so it's a handful just in general, just trying to like get him with like everything around him to be calm. But when he's like fine tuned, like focused in, he's cool. And just for a 7-year old, he has like such weird, deep conversations with me, and it's like how the hell are you thinking? They're like asking these questions at 7 years old. So it's like, it's cool because it just keeps you on your toes as a dad. Like, it's never a dull moment. You're always moving
Hey, my
around.
It's
boy,
wild.
my boy is enlightened. Sound like my boy is enlightened. I like that. I like to hear that.
Yeah, so I don't think I've ever had a favorite, you know? Like I just try to enjoy the best of each of them.
Well, what about this? And maybe it's different for every kid you had. Did you have a favorite age that they went through so far?
Oh, 100% I got a favorite age. For my daughters, it was before 10. A hundred percent before 10, and for my sons it was after 10.
Yeah.
So right, like like our conversations are different. Like with my sons at like 13, 14, 15, it's like way different than my conversations with my daughter at 13, 14,
Yeah.
15. Right, so it's like I'm telling my son certain things, and then I'm not telling my daughter certain things. So I'm trying to build a bubble around one, and I'm trying to sharpen a sword or axe for the other one. It's
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
exactly.
hey,
Fine line. Yeah, fine line.
we we gotta protect the people in the bubbles over here, okay? So yeah,
Back
Hunter,
sooner than later.
but
what what
yeah.
about you, Ro? I know it's only been a year, but there's a lot of different phases within that first year.
Yeah, no, man. Trust me. Tell me about it, bro. You've experienced this firsthand. I think my favorite stage was the just born, not moving stage. You could put them. We had this little. My wife had a body pillow when she was pregnant that I got her, to help out with the comfort and stuff like that. And so, about the I'd say first 4 months maybe of him being here, we could just set him in the pillow, swaddle him up.
Yeah.
He's sitting there. I could play the game, do the quick, look back, make sure he's straight. If he start whining, I'll attend to him and stuff. But now, bro, like I can't keep him off. Like I can't keep my eyes off of him. Like as soon as I turn around and look, he's into something. You know what I mean? Like pulling stuff down, running, just grabbing stuff, grabbing on the dog. It's just crazy, man. So de- definitely when he was like younger, not moving as much.
Hey, Ro, I just saw your Snapchat. He was all on the
You
dog
see what I'm
like
saying? Like he just like bite. Like why are you doing that?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Your first dog for sure she wanted to go.
Had to put
I
her.
I, I
She.
like I like this phase right now that he's like running around and like you could tell he's actually processing stuff. But to that
Mhm.
same point, like when I'm yelling at him or like not yelling at him, well, like when I'm disciplining him and he does some shit like he'll like kind of mouth back to test. I think he's like trying to test my parenting, and I'm like, you better knock that off right now. But he's the same way. Like I'm like, tell him 10 times not to do something. It just makes him want to do it even more. It's like,
Yeah, I spend I spent most of my time ignoring them when they did that. And then when they got hurt, I said, well, I told you once, I told you twice. Well, now you've learned your lesson. Hot is hot.
Yeah. Do you guys have best puking stories? Kid puking stories?
Mm, mm,
Yeah.
mm.
But this is probably the worst because it was timing and just like the amount. It was literally it was Christmas Eve. We're wrapping presents and getting like the last stuff out in the tree, and at like 11:30 at night, we're just going to bed, and all of a sudden I hear like something coming from the boys' room. We had bunk beds for our two oldest ones, and my middle one was on top, and I came into the room, and he was like leaning over the edge, just projectiling across the room, like all over the fucking door, like the closet door. And I'm like, Liam, I'm like, what are you doing? He wasn't even like really awake. And then like I look down and it's like dripping down below and hitting like the pillow on the one side that my oldest was like not on. So I'm like trying to wake him. I'm like, and my oldest like is like a fucking rock when he's sleeping. Like I'm like, Logan, wake up, and he's just not moving. I'm like, dude, wake up. He's like, oh, I'm like, you're gonna get puke all over your face. And he's like, what? And he like jumped up instantly. It was just everywhere. So like from like midnight until like 2:30 in the morning, I was like, dude, my wife doesn't deal with puke at all. Like she like legit is like, nope, that was like in our contract when we got married. She's like, I'm not doing any of this shit. That's all you. So like I'm sitting there scrubbing like chunks off of fucking blankets at like 2 in the morning on Christmas Day and putting it in the wash. Like, I was just dead tired. That was the worst I think so far.
And on Christmas Day?
Yeah. I think that made it even worse.
I don't really have like a vomit story for my kids, but I can tell you about one of the kids that was in our wrestling club.
Oh,
Like,
God.
was like complaining about his stomach, like wrestling out of this match. Wrestled, won the match, went to the stands, projectile vomited all the way down the stands, wiped his mouth, got up, and went and wrestled another match.
Oh.
Puke Riley, baby.
Yes. And I'm like the wrestling moms, like his mom, a couple of the other wrestling moms are like trying to clean up all this puke like in the stands, and he's like, "No, I'm ready to wrestle." But I haven't had a lot of vomiting stories. I mean, nothing crazy. Like my kids have done just like normal vomiting, like,
Yeah.
typically in a bag
I
or
don't-
in their hands.
I don't have any good ones, but we had kind of a scary one. We like when Mav was so like Christian wasn't producing enough, so we had to try to supplement with some formula or whatever. And it was like the first time we had tried to use formula, and so everything was fine. We burped him, put him back down, and like just by happenstance, I was, because sometimes I'll just randomly wake up and just be awake at like 3 in the morning. So I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna go out to the living room, watch some TV, and if I fall back asleep, watching Office or whatever, I'll just fall back asleep. And I heard something on the monitor, and I was like, what was that? So I like walk in, and we have like a Nest or whatever that has the light in it, and he had puked everywhere. And so I was like, okay, well, woke Christian up. I was like, hey, I'm going to need your help because I'm going to need to change the sheets. I'm going to need to change him, blah, blah, blah. And so, like, after changing him, he kept puking, and like, then he started puking up like green stuff, like bile.
Yeah.
And so, like, initially, I'm the level-headed one, right? So I'm like, let's just give it a little bit. Like maybe his stomach's just upset from something, blah, blah, blah. But like the last time he puked up the green stuff, he turned completely white, like a color drained from his face. I was like, all right, we got to go to the hospital now. And so we got there, and they were, we sat there, he puked another time. And then they were like, yeah, it's just, they do this from if their body's rejecting formula sometime. I'm like, dude, his stomach is completely empty. He's like, and so we had to do a trial process of finding the right formula, which was a pain in the ass, but we made it. Now he doesn't drink milk anymore. Well, he drinks milk, but not formula.
I just had to go run and be a dad right now.
Oh, there you go.
Son was hungry. Pot roast was in the microwave, but he needed a little help. So
I was gonna say you had your first puking story.
no, I mean he has like my youngest probably has like the craziest puking stories, like the Exorcist type, like literally just like sitting completely upright, just projectile vomiting, and then laying right back down.
Bad.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Ro. What do you got for us? Anything?
To be honest with you, a couple days ago, my man's was just gluttonous. I'm gonna be straight up honest. My man's was eating up everything you put in front of him, and then my wife was like, "Well, he hasn't had any milk today. Let's give him some milk." And so we gave him some milk, and my man's was just drinking, drinking, drinking. And I didn't notice what happened until he like turned around, but he had milk all like from his mouth all the way down from his chin to his chest, like all his whole shirt was wet. Like he threw up all the milk he was drinking. Like, and he just walking around like normal. Like, yeah, bro, you're done drinking, eating. You're going straight to bed because there's too much going on. You're too full, bro.
Yeah.
But this the gluttony they was talking about in the Bible, bro. You got to chill out.
What songs do you know every word to that you absolutely did not?
Billie Eilish, Ocean Eyes.
I didn't mean it. Like, well, I don't know, bro. All the songs that I know word by word, should I say, is intentional. There's nothing. If I don't want to listen to it, I ain't listening to it. I ain't paying attention at least.
Yeah, no, it's definitely Billie Eilish, Ocean Eyes. I never chose that song, but it just chose me.
Stupid songs that my kids listen to on nonstop on the Alexa or something like that. I can't think of anything offhand, but they like to just play the same song over and over again. I'm just like, good God, like just switch it up, you guys.
The Gummy Bear song, did they play that?
Probably. I think that does sound familiar. I made some
Yeah, my
I made
youngest
some
plays
AI
that.
songs or whatever with them, and it was like some Suno or some app, and I made some songs with them, and one of them I took because they always talked in like that stupid brain rot crap, and I was just like so annoyed by it. So I took Chat GPT and I said, hey, like here's the top 50 brain rot terms. I'm like, write me a song that would like flow and make sense using every one of these. And I stuck it in the AI engine and it like made like this whole song, and like now my kids can't stop listening to it, and I'm like, what have I done to myself? Doomed myself for some reason.
Nice. That's awesome though.
What household tasks or hobbies did you never think you would like or have before you became a dad, and then once you became a dad, now you like doing them?
Grocery shopping, 100%. I love going to the grocery store.
Oh man,
I love it. I love it. I can spend hours in the grocery store. I'm just skipping through aisles looking at all types of different crackers and jams. Yeah, I love the grocery store. And that's one task that I never thought that I would enjoy until I became a dad. And I don't know if it's like a little bit of the sanctuary peace time that I get away from the household, or if it's genuinely that I just love looking at all the groceries. But yes, I love going to the grocery store. That is it.
That's kind of me with like yard work, like even like for real, like even cleaning the gutters, because one, it's nice enough that I can be outside to do that type of stuff, and two, I don't have to listen to a screaming kid for a little
For real.
bit.
I think one thing that I like, one thing I like to do. Shit, I like going to work. I work two jobs. Just making money. You know what I mean? Like just literally, like I mean, beforehand, before the sun, like I like going to work, but I'm like, man, like I be bullshit, not trying to like make things happen. Really, you know what I mean? Just like living. You know what I mean? But now I'm like, yeah, I got to go to work. I got bills to pay. I I got a kid to feed. You know what I mean? So I'm going clocking in both jobs, making it happen. Like, hey, and it's a peace and quiet away from the kid, but I know it's all coming back to the house and everything like that. So like, it's not that I didn't like work beforehand, but now it has a different meaning behind it that I'm able
Hmm.
to provide. I'm very fortunate for both my jobs because I know it's tight right now in certain situations. So very fortunate for both opportunities that they've allowed me to have, and I just kind of go have the best time I can, with the best attitude.
Man, I wish I had that attitude.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think you're on your own with that one. I mean, I feel the sentiment about, yeah, we gotta work and get this money, but I do not want, I don't wake up every day like, yes, today I get to spend 8 hours fixing other people's problems.
I understand. I understand. It takes a different type. You know what I mean? But I don't got the yard. I rent, so I don't even got the yard work. I let them handle that and everything. So,
We take our wins where we can get them, right?
100%, 100%.
Hunter.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably mowing the lawn. Like I liked it, but like now that I got like a bigger yard for a new house, it's like I get done, it takes me like an hour and a half, and then I just sit there and I look at my lines. I'm like, God damn right, looking good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice cold beer after mowing the lawn.
Or while you're mowing, you can
Who's
do that too.
drinking beer? Like, we're adults now. Just grab some bourbon.
No, because apparently I'm not an adult because I love drinking beer and I can drink a lot of beer. And as soon as I switch over to liquor, that's just we're going downhill real quick.
I've seen it. It
Black
happens
Hawk
fast.
Down. Black
That's
Hawk
right.
Down.
That's right.
No, I really can't stand the taste of beer. Like, if I wanted to lick a bag of pennies, I would just lick a bag of pennies. But so I didn't have the college experience of drinking a lot of beer, so I didn't get the time to acquire the taste for beer.
Well,
Yeah,
I had it for
I,
both of us. We'll just put it that way.
I appreciate that. I mean, I probably drank enough tequila for
Yeah.
probably all of us on this
Oh,
call.
yeah.
So
So we're gonna do a little segment called "Worst to First," and you got to rank them. Ro, unfortunately, you and I aren't going to be able to do this one, but the art of pretending to enjoy kids' programs or shows. If you had to rank the worst to best, what would they be?
that's a tough one because there's so many bad ones. But I think the worst for me, honestly, has got to be SpongeBob. Like I
No,
cannot.
no. Like school programs,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
I was about to say
Damn,
there's so
SpongeBob
many.
caught a stray, bro. That's crazy. That's
I'm
crazy.
tagging SpongeBob in this now.
Oh man,
Sorry, sorry,
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob. I didn't. It was unintentional. I didn't mean it.
But like Christmas programs, I mean, you could. I assume sporting events are going to be number one, but like Christmas programs or like what do they have like
The orchestra
choir
concerts
or
and all.
any sort
So
of like band recitals.
yeah, choir is definitely gonna be the worst.
Ian was in band this last year, or he is right now, and they did their first concert like a month ago, and holy shit, it was like bad. It's like this song we were only going to use two notes, and they played it, and it's just like so off key. And then there's like this song we learned how to use three notes, and it's like, oh my god, you're like looking at your watch, like how long is this fucking going on for? But yeah, that was bad.
Do they still give kids recorders?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
at least they do here in Sun Prairie.
That's got to be a fun time.
No, it is not.
Yeah, Liam picked the clarinet. I don't know why. So that's real fun to listen to him practice upstairs from.
Oh yeah, that's another squeaky
Yeah,
one.
yeah, especially if he's like ripping on the reed and it's just
Oh yeah.
like not even hitting a note anymore.
There's no holding back. It's just like.
But I at least for me, it's definitely choir. Choir's the worst for me. Then I would have to say band, then orchestra. You could stick anything else in there that you want, and then sports is the most
Sports is number one.
digestible.
Always.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
sports is number one for sure because it's like, well, you know what? For number two, I'll go with my son is a mathlete, so uh, I'll go with mathlete for his little math 24 events that he has. That's number two. That's pretty reasonable. And that's pretty palatable to make it through.
If the kid gets a high enough, I think spelling bees are pretty dope too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, my kids can't spell, so we're not going to any spelling bees anytime soon.
I got fourth in one in like 7th grade, and then it all went downhill after that. Peaked in 7th grade.
Right, I think a lot of us peaked in 7th grade, at least academically. then we really started, getting the helmet head.
Right.
CTE started to kick in a little
That's
bit.
right. So what did your guys' weekends look like prior to kids and post having kids?
Couldn't remember a weekend before I had kids.
Yeah, you've been doing it a while.
Yeah, I had kids before I left high school, so
Yeah.
couldn't even tell you. I was probably in the house on punishment somewhere, grounded, before I had kids, and then every weekend after has been something surrounding the kids. So I'm hoping here within the next 5 years I know what a weekend is.
Yeah.
I'd say for me, weekends before my son was born, before me and my wife found out she was pregnant and everything, it really was just whatever, like, whatever the fam had planned or the guys had planned. We'd go out, we'd be traveling, doing different things. What's crazy is that me and my wife were planning a trip to St. Louis for I think it was J. Cole and Jid. No, I think it was 21 Savage and Jid. They had a concert
Yeah.
in 2024 out in St. Louis. They were on tour together. And me and her were literally having a texting chain going back and forth, like planning that whole weekend out, talking about we was going to get a hotel, like, a couple of days before the concert. We were going to spend the weekend in St. Louis, have some barbecue and all that jazz. And then she was like, yeah, we're going to have to cancel that. Like, we're not going anywhere this year. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, we're going to have more than enough money saved up. Like, it's 3 months away. Like, I can start stacking now, like, just for that event. You know what I mean? And then she sent me the pregnancy test. And I was at my boy Aunt house, and I literally just like you ever just like abruptly leave, like kind of like a Irish goodbye kind of a thing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I just like we were sitting there chilling, doing our thing, and I just got up and go. I was like, I'll talk to you later, bro. I gotta go. He's like, everything all right? I was like, yeah, everything cool. I'm gone. Boom. I just hit the door, and then by the time I got to the house, bro, she had 4 tests on the table, bro. All positive. All positive. I'm like, shit, dog. Like, what's going on? So, it was really free to do whatever. We had dogs, so that kind of put a hindrance on us,
Sure.
traveling and things like that. But that still didn't stop us from like going out, saying leaving the dogs. Like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I done left my dogs in the house for 10 hours before. Okay, am I proud of it? Not really. Do I care? No. But you know what I mean? Like, look, like we get back to the dogs. When we get back to the dogs, we'll clean up what we got to clean up, and you'll feed them, a big dinner afterwards, bro. But you can't do that with a kid. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
so,
It's kind of frowned upon.
kind of frowned upon. CPS come knocking on the door and
That's
shit.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, so it changed up everything, man. Like, but I wouldn't change it for the world. It definitely slowed me down a little bit in some aspects, sped me up in others when it comes to what I want to do and how I want to do it. So definitely.
That's a interesting like how she told you she was pregnant, Ro.
Yeah, it was definitely a twist. It was definitely a twist. She knows how
How
to
did you
deliver a
get
message.
told, Adam?
So Kristen told me she was late, like initially, and so I don't even know. I probably should, but I don't even know like at what point past you're late that you have to, or they're supposed to take a pregnancy test or whatever. And so she had it planned, so she went down to Madison to see her friend to take the test and see if she was, because it was the first weekend of March Madness, and I have guys come up for March Madness every weekend or every year, and so she's like, "I'll just go down there and then I'll take the test, and I'll like when I come back, I'll let you know." And so that's how it happened. She went down, and like we kind of already assumed, but then she came back and she showed me the test, and blah blah blah, cried and made me feel like a little, you know what, and
Why
no,
would you
I was
feel
happy
like
though.
that?
I was happy though.
Right.
All right, Hunter. Weekends, and then you got to tell us your how Jackie told you the first time.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was way more impromptu, like before kids. Like I'd have friends across the state call us like on a Friday morning, be like, "Hey, why don't you come visit?" And we're like, "All right, sounds good." We just drop everything, go, and now it's like I'm planning shit 6 months out, and people are like, "Hey, when can you come visit?" I'm like, September's looking okay." They're like, "Wait, like 9 months from now?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like the second weekend if that works." And it's like, "Oh, okay." Like wrestling like through the end of March is like every single weekend with either a tournament or a duel. We got something going on, so it's nuts. And then you know practice all through the week and stuff. But I love it. It's spending time with the family and enjoying the kids grow and watch them playing sports is awesome. Um, as for Jackie, gosh, I think the process, how it happened. We were up north and went to go to the store to get protection,
Well, we know how it happens, but
and then we didn't use it. And then like a couple weeks later, uh, she was late, and yeah, I came home, and I was living at my mom and dad's at the time because I just like graduated, and we kind of had them unplanned, and she had the test out. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, is that real? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, sounds good. I guess this is what we're doing now. So yeah, it was kind of how it went. Wasn't expecting it, but
Well, you
definitely
guys are
glad it all
lucky.
happened.
I got a text message for my first kid
oh,
at 9:30 at night. Mind you, I was in high school, and nights and weekends were free back then.
that's right. That's right.
Waited all day to not be able to send me a text message. I'm pregnant, and then turn the phone off. I was like,
Yeah.
great, great.
Yeah, that's a you turned the phone off or she did.
No, she turned the phone off. I called her twice, and she's like, "Bloop."
That's rough. Dropping a bomb on you and then just going radio silent.
Exactly. I'm like, what the?
That would have been funny if you turned the well, not one. Hindsight wouldn't have been funny, but like, nope, sorry, can't waste my minutes. I gotta shut this off.
It's not after 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Like, didn't talk to me for like weeks after. I
Jeez.
was like, what are what are we doing? But yeah.
We kind of talked about hobbies, but what's one household task you are irrationally proud of being a dad? Mine is loading the dishwasher. I swear, Kristen does not know how to load the dishwasher properly.
Like, I'm not irrationally proud about any of my housework.
The proudest responsibility that I have as a dad is being the protector. Okay, I take great pride in making sure that this house is protected. I don't know if this happened with y'all, but since I have my son, my paranoia and just sense of awareness has been through the roof. In like firearms training, they tell me like there's like the green, there's the yellow, and there's like the red kind of states in regards to awareness that you want to be in. I'm always in yellow most of the time. Like I'm either between yellow and red. Like who is this pulling up? What's this going on? Like somebody knock at the door. I'm like, yo, who the fuck is that knocking at the door, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you want? I don't know. I don't know. That's just been me.
Yeah, it's same kind of the same
I
way.
wish I could load
Not
a
only just
dishwasher.
at home, like just anywhere. You're always like, I think about like when we were kids. Like our parents like went to work in the summer and like they had no idea where we were for like 8, 9, 10 hours a day. We're just riding our bikes around town, no cell phones, no care in the world. And like my kids are like, "Hey, I'm gonna go outside." I'm like, "Where are you going?" Well, like I need to know exactly where you're gonna be. The next like if you leave, I need to know where you're leaving and when you're going. Like, and I look back, I'm like, God, am I like being a helicopter or am I like just you see all this shit on the news and it like scares the shit out of you about like kids getting stolen and crap like that. It's like I don't know. Maybe I'm being a helicopter, but I guess I'd rather be more safe than sorry, I guess, at the end of the day.
Yeah, we're like SEAL Team 6 over here.
Straight up,
Got locations on the kids. Damn,
man.
damn near got DNA trackers on them. So
I have your
I
biometrics.
feel that. Right. Hey, did you notice that arrhythmia in Jamion's heartbeat?
Yeah, for real. I respect it. I'd rather, I don't want to be like, I'm saying this now. My son's one. Like I don't want to not let him grow and experience and kind of grow into himself. But I also know how wicked the world can be. Just now growing up in it myself and how the internet is now and everything like that. So like I feel like looking back being a parent now, like I'm like my dad should probably had a little tighter eye on the things that I was doing, you know what I'm saying? Because I was doing some wild stuff, like wilding, as a kid. And like I went through those things and I don't want Romaine to go through those things as well. You know what I mean? Like, he don't got to experience that. So, like I see things that I probably shouldn't have seen when I was like 12, 13, 14 years old. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's just a little different now.
It's funny talking about like stuff that we did growing up that like our parents had no clue of because me and one of my buddies always get drunk and tell the same, like when we were drinking we tell the exact same stories over and over again. It annoys the piss out of my wife and her friend who's husband and wife with my friend. And so but it's I always tell a story about how my first album I ever bought was 50 Cent The Massacre because my mom did not she did not know what it was.
Great first album to buy.
Yeah. Yeah. But
You
she
did a
like,
great job. You did a
you
great
know,
job.
because you had to have a parent there with you when you're like
Uh,
buying that stuff back in the day. And so she was just like, yeah, just, she had no clue who 50 Cent was.
Like 50 Cent, that sounds like a nice guy.
Which is shocking that she didn't put two and two together because Paul had that you paid like a penny Columbia House stuff or whatever it was called, where you got a bunch of CDs for like a penny or something. You paid
Oh
$1. I don't
yeah,
remember what it was. But
Mm-hmm.
so he got like Limp Bizkit, and me and my buddy would go in his room and listen to it. And one time she was in the house when we were listening to it. She kicked the door and she's like, "What the? What are you listening to?" Like, nothing. This is Paul's CD. I don't know.
yeah. I definitely did some crazy things. I think like the craziest thing is I went on like a 3-day bender, like my senior year in high school. My parents didn't even notice I was gone.
Jeez.
Like what? Okay. Respectfully, wrote like I get why you looking at me like that, but I would leave the house at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and then I wouldn't get back until like 7, 8 o'clock because I would go lift in the morning, and I would typically run to the school, which was about 3 miles from the house. So I would leave early, and then I would have show choir and all of those things, practice, musicals, whatever that I had afterwards. And so by the time I got home, like they were just used to not seeing me. And so yeah, I was on like a 3-day bender. What the last day, they were driving me home. I was really, really drunk, really messed up, puking in the back of their car. They just rolled me in the front lawn and left and just drove off. So Keaton, if you're watching this, I'll never forget that you left me in the front lawn while it was snowing.
People don't forget.
Right, I might have been blackout drunk, but I remember you putting me face down in the snow.
You see, my dad was so crazy, bro. Like I wouldn't say crazy, but like he was just like he would like come in my room and check me out, right? Like so like he used to work third shift, right? So he used to work from like 10, 11 o'clock to like 6, 7 in the morning. Now by the time he get home from work, I'm going to school, right? So how I used to play it my senior year, I would be home until like I hear him getting ready to go to work. So I act like I'm laying down and all that stuff. As soon as he closed the door, boom, I'm up making moves or whatever, hitting up whoever. Hey, come slide on me. We walk the band, going to my girl house. And so it was like maybe like a week. Like I was not at the house at nighttime when by the time he left, right? So like I would come home and like act like I'm there, but like the reason what told on me was that I had my clothes on the bed the same exact way for a full week. I didn't think to like move nothing, put nothing up, act like scruffle up the bed a little bit, like make it look like I was asleep and woke up the next. No, it looked the exact same way for 5 days straight, bro. My dad was on my ass. He's like,
Wasn't
"Wherever
your
you
dad a
going?"
military man?
No, no, no. He was a GM guy, so he worked at GM
Okay,
for
yeah,
30 years. Yeah, so he was like the manager. He was like the supervisor. So his shift would change. So like in the summer times and stuff like that, he would be gone all throughout the day. So I had a crib to myself all day. And then like it was like ironic. Like when school started, he shift to the third shift and be like working all night. You know what I'm saying? Kind of a deal. And so I'm like, this is awesome. Like I could do
yeah.
whatever. So I'm gone, what I'm saying, doing my thing outside way past curfew in different cities and shit and everything like that. Man, my boy came at me tough. Like, dude, I'm talking about like, bro, I'm 16, 17 years old. He's still whooping my ass with a belt. Like terrified, bro. He like it was
Mm.
crazy, man. I was wilding, bro. Wilding.
I jokingly tell Kristen all the time that that's why I'm still lifting as heavily as I am, is because I'm just going to keep it going until he's 18 so I can just assert my dominance over him until he's out of the
I,
house.
I'm,
Not in
I'm
this house.
telling
I'm the man.
I'm telling you, Hunter can maybe even attest. I know he said his oldest was 12, right? Yeah. Look, they're gonna test you.
Yeah, he already has tried.
Yeah. My
They'll,
my
they'll try to
my
take me
old
all
my
in on the
oldest.
3 times, and then I just throw them around. I'm 250, 6'1", so like they're all like 100 pounds, 70 pounds. Like they can't do anything. So like they're all trying to
Yeah.
like take down the freaking giant woolly mammoth. They're just little cavemen. I'm just chucking them around the wrestling mats in the basement. Like, get the fuck off of me.
Yeah. So definitely don't get lazy, because they're just like they're like Simba. They're just waiting in the grass, just waiting for the chance to pounce. Yeah, yeah. But you get some crazy bonding from those like experiences. At least I did. Especially like my oldest was probably like the wildest of the bunch, and I mean wild in the sense of like trying to test me as an equal.
Yeah.
you know. So, but me and him have an amazing relationship because of it. Weirdly, oddly.
So I'm gonna switch it up to kind of one last thing we'll do here, and then I'll close it out. But so have you guys ever played Never Have I Ever? I think everybody's played that, right? With like the so we'll try it with 5, but I think it'll go pretty fast. But I'm gonna read some back in my day quotes, and if you agree with it, you got to put a finger down. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right. So back in my day, if you were injured, you walked it off or learned to limp quietly. Back in my day, missing practice meant you lost your position. Maybe not this one. Back in my day, we didn't stretch. We just tore something and dealt with it. We did stretch. Yeah, I was going to say we stretched
Yeah,
when I was in high school.
we're not that damn old.
I think this one's going to get everybody too. Back in my day, playing time was earned, not evenly distributed. Yeah.
So so I grew up in, I'm like younger, right? I'm 31, about to be 32. We did have like I remember our like we had to have mandatory playing time. Like every like there was like a office with like a gold and a red or like a gold and a black or whatever, right? And so every player had to play at least one series, which now I'm thinking like that was stupid. Like if you didn't play, you didn't play. But
Like
I would be lying if I didn't say that we didn't have some type of participation when I was like that's when the era of participation shit started to come about. Motherfuckers got real soft. I'd
e-
say that for sure.
even when you were in high school, though.
High school, nah, hell nah, bro. If you wouldn't,
Okay,
yeah, it was
okay.
over.
I
I'm
was
talking
gonna
about
say
little league, nah,
that would have been
high school.
wild.
No, high school. If you was ass, bro, you was ass. Like I turned so many people into basketball players, bro. It was crazy, bro.
Okay. Back in my day, the scoreboard stayed on no matter how bad it got. We did have running clock,
Yeah,
but
running clock,
but
but
the scoreboard stayed on. Let's see here. Back in my day, practice ended when the sun went down or someone cried, whichever came last. Back in my day, equipment barely fit and definitely smelled worse.
Oh yeah.
Back, for my high school football, for the freshmen, we had the jankiest equipment that smelled terrible.
Man, it's not even recertified. They're just
Right,
they just
right.
want new equipment, keep passing it down. Like, oh my god.
Man, I'm telling you, the staph infections that probably passed to that locker room off of the
Man,
equipment that was passed down. It is terrible, man. One year, I made the bright idea to never wash my practice jersey. One year, I
that's a
think it was like
terrible idea.
terrible idea. I absolutely smelled like ass afterwards everywhere I went.
We did that too because we won state my sophomore year, and then everyone was like, "All right, it's good luck. We didn't like we got to just not wash our practice jerseys the entire junior year." And like, God, you'd be like getting down in like 4 point stance because I played DN, and I was just like, you just catch a whiff of it, and you're like, "Oh my God, like I'm gonna throw up." It's bad, and then you're like, just barreling into people. You're on a pile, and you smell them. Yeah, I don't know why we did that. Looking back now,
But y'all won state again though, didn't y'all?
yeah, we did. Yeah, back to back. So I guess maybe, and then someone probably washed my senior year, and that's why we lost. We didn't make it all the way.
Yeah,
There you go.
superstitious.
Somebody ruined it.
Superstitious.
What's
And the worst thing about
what's
football oh, sorry, Adam. I was gonna say the worst thing. I don't know why it got chosen, but our pump up CD, someone put the best of Queen, so we had to listen to like Bicycle and like every single time. It was like the most like not like what you'd think of for like getting dudes like ready to just beat the shit out of each other on the field. Like it was, I wanted to listen to like some Metallica, Disturbed, all like the good heavy metal stuff, and they're like, you're listening to I don't know some pretty weird shit.
what would smell worse? I don't know if you guys ever wore gloves in high school, but gloves after you got them wet and just kept wearing them, or practice jersey.
Definitely the gloves, because you would be afraid to wash them. Like, like I didn't start washing my gloves until I was like 30.
Nah, it's definitely the gloves because like the gloves stick on your hands afterwards. Like so you go take a shower and everything like that, and then even after the fact, right? You just like move your hands
That's true.
by your face.
Yeah,
You're like, God damn,
that's true.
shit,
Still pungent.
still punching,
Yeah.
still punching
If
you in
you
the face.
if you had the real bad smelling gloves, you could wash your hands like nonstop and still smell that.
Still smell it. Yeah. It's just still worse. At least with the
Shit.
pressing jersey, you
I
had a
smell it
little
right now.
separation.
Yeah, you get like those pruned fingers when you take your gloves off. Sometimes you're just like, oh, these are gonna be bad.
All right, we'll end it on smelling gloves and practice jerseys. Very fitting way to end it, I feel like.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for the invite.
Yeah, so that's going to do it for this episode of the Dadger. Huge thanks to Council of Dads, Hunter, Burdell. Sorry we missed Martell. Maybe we can get him on next time. And Roe. for the laughs, the honesty, and the real life perspective on being dads and competitors. If you enjoyed this one, make sure you like, subscribe, and let us know what you want to hear from us next. As always, on Wisconsin.